Hello everyone and welcome back to another video by EonTalk. As always, I'm your host Ian, and today we won't be looking at K-movies per se, but the individuals that make Korean movies come to life. We'll be taking a look at the top Korean movie directors. 2019 marked the 100th year anniversary of Korean cinema, and there have been numerous great K-movies that came out in the last century. And amongst those great K-films, there's a subsection for masterpiece selections. And amongst those masterpieces, there's an even more select collection with a mutual denominator of legendary directors. Today, let's take a look at those renowned Korean directors and the works they've made. But before moving on, please note that as with all of my videos, this list is ranked on my personal preferences. Also, the list will be based on more so mainstream feature film Korean directors. This means directors of works such as short films and indie movies will not be included in the top 10. However, there will be a separate honorable mention section later on in the video, and so I'll be mentioning those notable individuals in that part. Okay then, that being said, let's get right into today's video on top Korean movie directors. Starting off the list is director Kang Jae-kyu. Director Kang made his feature film debut in 1996 with the film The Ginkgo Bed, and his latest work is Salute d'Amour. He's known for executing great visuals, character development, and narrative composition, and his works are also known to have hard-hitting action, but also hard-hitting emotions as well. Some of his other amazing works include Shiri, Taegukgi Brotherhood of War, My Way, and Awaiting. And he has an upcoming film titled Road to Boston set to release in September of this year. Next, at the number 9 spot, we have director Yoo-ha. Director Yoo-ha, whose real name is Kim Young-jun, made his movie debut in 1993 with the film On a Windy Day We Must Go to Apgujeong. His latest movie is the 2021 crime film Pipeline, and some of his other works include Marriage is a Crazy Thing, Once Upon a Time in High School, A 30 Carnival, A Frozen Flower, and Gangnam Blues. At number 8, we have director Kim Yong-hwa. Making his feature film directorial debut in 2003, director Kim came into the Korean scene with the comedy Oh Brothers. He also recently released an SF film titled The Moon, starring Seo Kyung-gu, Do Kyung-soo, and Kim Hee-ae. Some of his other great films include 200 Pounds Beauty, Take Off, and the Two Along with the Gods movies. There aren't news of any new directorial works of his as of yet, but he's produced an upcoming film to release titled Project Silence. Moving along, at number 7, we have director Choi Dong-hoon. Director Choi Dong-hoon had his debut in 2004 with the film The Big Swindle, which set the tone of his future works to come. A lot of his following works also had a similar theme, including the films Tatsa the High Rollers and The Thieves, and his latest work, Alienoid, also had a very similar tone with his 2009 film, Jeonwoo-chi the Taoist Wizard. But don't think that he's restricted to only a couple genres, as he's also great in more action and periodic pieces as well. Take for example, Assassination. The number 6 spot goes to one of 3 directors tied to be the youngest on this top 10 list, director Park Hoon-jung. If you're a longtime viewer of EonTalk, you've definitely have heard my mention of director Park before. Having directed one of my personal all-time favorite K-movies, New World, director Park made his directorial debut in 2011 with the film The Showdown. There's an underlying similarity between director Park Hoon-jung's works. His movies tend to be very dark and noir, with lots of action, yet also glimpses of comedy as well. Take for example, New World, VIP, and the 2 The Witch movies, as well as his latest work, The Child. They're all full of action, yet also funny moments as well. He's definitely one of my personal favorites, and so I'll definitely be watching his upcoming film, Tyrant, when it releases as well. Before moving into the top 5, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to ExpressVPN. If you would like to watch movies directed by these amazing directors on this list, I highly suggest using ExpressVPN to connect to servers from other locations and gain access to thousands of more content. By using ExpressVPN, you can bypass your restrictions, meaning you can be from anywhere around the world and access the Korean and other countries' servers. If you would like to access more Korean content like movies, dramas, and shows, be sure to sign up for ExpressVPN using my link in the descriptions or expressvpn.com/EonTalk. Get 49% off an annual plan plus 3 extra months for free. Better yet, if you sign up and don't like the service, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, meaning you can cancel anytime within the first 30 days. And now, the top 5. Starting off the top 5, the number 5 spot goes to the other director tied for the youngest on this list, director Ryu Seung-wan. Director Ryu made his feature film debut in the year 2000 with the film Die Bad, and his latest work is the crime film that just recently released, Smugglers. Director Ryu Seung-wan is also the older brother of the famous actor Ryu Seung-bum, and the two actually worked together in several films, including his debut work, Die Bad, as well as Crying Fist, The Unjust, and The Berlin File. Some of his other amazing works include The Battleship Island and Escape from Mogadishu, and my favorite film of his has got to be Veteran, which is rumored to be having a sequel come out as well. Moving on to the number 4 spot, the number 4 director is the final of the 3 directors that's youngest on this list, director Na Hong-jin. Making his debut in 2008 with one of my favorite K-thrillers, The Chaser, director Na Hong-jin was quick to climb the K-movie director ladder, as his other works, The Yellow Sea and The Wailing, were also amazing productions as well. He's famous for his darker, suspenseful taste, and although he didn't direct, he produced a Thai horror film titled The Medium. Although he doesn't have the most extensive filmography, it's definitely one of the most heavy-hitting. Starting here, we've got legendary status directors. Coming in at number 3 of my list of top Korean directors is director Kim Ji-yoon. Director Kim made his feature film directorial debut in 1998 with the movie The Quiet Family, but really got his name out with the horror film A Tale of Two Sisters. And following that, he's produced masterpiece after masterpiece. Some of his wondrous productions include A Bittersweet Life, The Good, the Bad, the Weird, I Saw the Devil, and The Age of Shadows. Although his latest work, Illang the Wolf Brigade, wasn't great, I'm still very much anticipating his next work, Cobweb. Also, he's directed a Hollywood film as well, titled The Last Stand. And now, just 2 directors left. The top 2 directors of Korean cinema. However, before moving into the top 2, I'd first like to note some honorable mentions that I've categorized separately from the mainstream top 10. First, director Yeon Sang-woo. Director Yeon is the youngest if included amongst the top 10, but don't let his age fool you. He had his background in animation works, but his feature film debut was one for the books, as he brought new light to a certain genre in Korean movies, zombies. His debut film was none other than Train to Busan, and although his following works didn't really quite live up to his first film, he's most definitely a director to look out for. Next, director Chu Chang-min. Director Chu is famous for his works such as Mapado, I Love You, 7 Years of Night, and of course, Masquerade. He's got an upcoming film titled Land of Happiness starring Cho Jung-seok, Lee Sung-yoon, and Yoo Jae-myung, which I'm highly looking forward to. The next 3 honorable mentions are more so known for indie art films and less mainstream feature films. First, director Hong Sang-soo. Director Hong is globally esteemed and very well known for his deeply rooted meanings in his works. Although he's had his abundant share of backlash due to his controversy with actress Kim Min-hee, judging solely on his artistic work, he's definitely up there in one of the greats. Moreover, director Lee Chang-dong is another well-esteemed director in the similar realm of artistic works. Director Lee is also an author and was also the Minister of Culture and Tourism from 2003 to 2004. Definitely a well-cultured individual, and his works Peppermint Candy, Oasis, Secret Sunshine, Poetry, and Burning are some of the most emotionally impactful, thought-provoking, beautifully shot films in Korean cinema. And finally, we cannot not mention the late Kim Ki-duk. Director Kim is a legend in Korean cinema, having won awards at all 3 major film festivals, Cannes, Venice, and Berlin, and is one of the most important contemporary Asian film directors of modern cinema. However, the world was shocked to learn of director Kim's passing in 2020 due to the pandemic that we all faced the past few years. And now, getting back to the top 10, the number 2 director goes to the man with numerous masterpieces, director Park Chan-wook. Another legend in the game, director Park is the director with the earliest debut on this list, directing his first film, The Moon is the Sun's Stream, that released in 1992. And even after over 20 years, he's still going strong, having released his latest work, Decision to Leave, which was one of the best movies of last year, and which earned director Park Chan-wook the Best Director award at last year's Cannes. There's too many great works of his to list, but some of my personal favorites of his are Joint Security Area, Old Boy, Thirst, and The Handmaiden, all of which are must-watches. Like the number 3 director Kim Ji-yoon, director Park Chan-wook has also directed a Hollywood film titled Stoker. And finally, the number 1 Korean director. Who else but this man deserves the number 1 spot? The number 1 spot of my list of top Korean directors goes to director Bong Joon-ho. I think everyone that has interest in Korean cinema has seen at least one of director Bong's works. Having made his debut in 1993 with Barking Dogs Never Bite, director Bong made history when his work Parasite was nominated for 6 awards at the 2019 Oscars, and winning 4 of those 6, including Best Picture. I've also made a Who Is video on Bong Joon-ho, so be sure to check that out as well after this video to learn more about director Bong. Some of his other masterpieces include Memories of Murder, The Host, and Mother, and he's also directed a Hollywood film as well titled Snowpiercer. Moreover, he's got another Hollywood film to be released next March titled Mickey 17, which will be starring the likes of Robert Pattinson, Naomi Ackie, Steven Yeun, Chelsea Lee, and Mark Ruffalo. Definitely highly anticipating this to come out. And that's it for today's video on top Korean directors. Now, I understand that some directors may not have been included or that you may disagree on the rankings, but please remember that this list was based on my personal taste. Nonetheless, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, so please leave a comment or join in on the discussions on the EonTalk Telegram group, linked in the descriptions. If you enjoyed this video and would like more similar content, be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to sign up for ExpressVPN using my link to access more Korean movies and dramas. Once again, thank you to everyone that watched till the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.